Hey pals, I'm Josh Gahn. This is Erie Bicycle. John was asking about my road bike. So, best I can tell, it's an early 2000s R800 Optimo. I don't know what any of that means. I was told that it's good. It's got a 105 group set, 9-speed, triple, Truvative, I always want to say Truvative, Truvative triple in the front, nice and chrome and fancy looking. I never counted the teeth on the gears, so I have no idea. The rear is also never counted the teeth, but the free hub is noisy, so it must be expensive. The rear 105 derailleur has been replaced with an Ultegra, which is kind of fancy. It's got these really goofy Italian wheels that seem to be aluminum, with the spokes in the two little pockets for each set of spokes, flat bladed spokes, so it must be some kind of racy nonsense. Excuse me. When I got it, it came with the mountain bike SPD pedals, so I bought these shoes specifically to be able to ride this bike. When I got it, it had the same tires, but in 23s. I put 28s on them, and it's a much nicer ride. I ride the 28s at like 80 psi. The 23s, I pumped them all the way up to the maximum, which was like 115. No wonder I hated aluminum bikes. They're specialized all-condition tires, which seem to be kind of roady and a little bit grippy, and they're nice tires. I like them. They do the job. How heavy are they? Don't know. Don't care. The brakes, I don't know who makes the brakes. They say Optimo on them, and they're chrome, so they must be fast. It's been a very nice bike. I enjoy it. Biodan rode 47 miles on it and smoked me when I was huffing and puffing along on 1,000 more feet than I was used to climbing, and I think the climbing gear on that old Trek was 42-28, not climbing gears at all. Anyway, yeah, this was handmade in the USA, so I don't know. Maybe it was a fancy bike in its day. I really don't know. I don't have a lot of knowledge about that sort of stuff. It's been good to me. I'm grateful to have it. Oh, and my friend Paul Fontecchio swapped me some handlebars, so I was able to change the handlebars, something a little shorter. The drops are a little shorter because I felt like I was too stretched out. My dear friend Tony had replaced the bottom bracket for me early on before I had any kind of bike tools, and changed the stem, a little shorter stem. This had some big, long, like 110 millimeter Cannondale stem on it, which was way too long for me. It hurt my back. And when I got it, it had the Surface RX seat, the puffy like cruiser bike seat that was on here. I don't know why. It didn't seem to make sense on a road bike, but there it was. So the hubs are the same brand as the wheels, and they're that Italian name, Grecian something or other, I don't know. But they're what bike people call cartridge bearings. Having been an industrial repairman for so many years, I know them as a deep groove ball bearing because, you know, in my industrial background, you know, just fancy stuff. It's a lot of fancy stuff for me. I'm used to junk. I kind of like the junk. This, you just get on and ride it. You don't need to mess with it all the time. So it's been a real nice bike. I getting used to, again, reaching and stretching to catch the brakes. It's not a neighborhood cruising bike like I just did, but you know, everybody knows that about road bikes. But I seem to think a bike is a bike because I've got that Spindat mentality where every bike is a good time. I totally subscribe to that. Thank you for that, Mr. Spindat. So I want to get on the road bike and ride it around the block like I would any other bike, and it's just really not designed for that. And most people know that, but again, I don't put that information in there with the bike because it's a bike and it's a good time. And it's been real good to me, and I'm real grateful to have it. So my friend Jason gave that to me years ago. We've been in bands together for a long time, and he's a good dude, great guitar player, beautiful songwriter. So we'll close with one of his songs. So thanks so much for coming. I'm Josh Gone. John, thanks for asking about my bike. I always appreciate all your kind words and your tuning in. Hope to see you again on the next one. Be safe out there, kids.